Alright guys, this is what you're going to be needing: a Phillips screwdriver, the replacement blade driver and bracket assembly, and of course the Andis steel liner. As you can see, they're super damn loud. Andis, when it first came out, the little bracket is very weak. The plastic that it was made from is real thin, so after a little wear and tear, the plastics eventually wear out. So this new bracket assembly, the bracket is actually the plastic is way thicker. So we're gonna start by removing the blade, removing the two back screws. I got the replacement parts at Appleton Barber Supply. It only costs about $5.25. Shipping is a little expensive, but I ordered two just so I could have someone handy just in case it happens again or one of my co-workers needed theirs to get fixed. As you remove the blade, as you can see now, you see the little metal, the plastic bracket that I'm talking about. Let me focus here so you can see a little bit better. There you go. So you can see that little middle part is starting to wear out. So as that's moving from side to side, it's making like a rattling noise. So we're going to replace that. Now, to take that apart is actually real easy. You could use a screwdriver like you see here with my hands. You just pull it out and it comes out really easy. It's good to be clean the blades and stuff like that. I have a brush handy as well. So we're going to start by opening the package that it comes with. We're going to just toss that to the side. That too. And we're gonna, when it comes from the place, it's a little bit somewhat slippery, as you can see here. So pretty much to put it back into place, you just gotta snap it into place. Hold firm in both places, and this is the new part. As you can see, is thicker. The plastic is assigned way stronger, so it's gonna make the machine way quieter. Now this screw right here is a tension screw. You have to remove that part in order to get the driver itself that is going to hold the bracket. The three screws are pretty much the same, so this slides right up. Not too hard to it. You just pretty much slide it up. We're going to toss that to the side. We're going to get our new bracket. You see the little metal, that little slide there? We're pretty much just going to slide that into place. Don't force it. It should go in pretty easy. And those two metal pins that are sticking up, those two are going to go into the bracket when you're putting the blade back. Now make sure it's into place, it's even. Now we're going to put the tension screw back on. Now when we're putting the tension screw back on, make sure that you do not over tighten it. You just want it to go flush with the outside of the machine. If you over tighten it, it's going to create more noise. So we're going to get the cutting blade and the plate, and we're going to put it into place. We're going to inspect it, make sure that it's even. It's not overlapping, and pretty much we're just gonna, the two metal blades that I talked to you about, the two little sticks, there's two slots for the bracket. Make sure that it is on the slot. Hold it with your thumb as you're putting one of the screws in. Now when you're putting the screws back in, keep in mind that the assembly is brand new, so it's gonna be kind of hard putting the screws back on, and you're going to have to apply a little bit of pressure. As you can see on this last screw, I'm having a little bit of trouble getting it into the slot because the hole is actually smaller when it comes from the manufacturer. So once you get a good grip on it, we don't want to tie these 2 screws completely. We want to leave them loose and make sure that the blade is straight. You want to have them tightened, but not completely. As you can see, the blade is crooked here. This is why we're going to leave those 2 screws kind of loose before we over tighten it, or before we tighten it completely. Make sure that the blade is even and is straight before you tighten the screws. Now when you tighten it completely, make sure that they're not super tight. So here I am tightening them pretty strong but not completely tight. Make sure once again the blade is straight. Hold it, and now we're going to tighten it completely. So once again, you just want to check, make sure that the teeth are not overlapping, that you're not going to cut one of your clients. You could test it in your own skin. You could rub your thumb over it. Make sure, guys, that like the video, share it if it was helpful. As you could hear it now, this is how it's supposed to sound. Now, if it sounds a little louder, make sure that you play with the tension screw on the back. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys around.